What's going on, good people? It's Terrence Hill with Southern Gentleman's Table TV. If you haven't yet, please like and subscribe to our channel. All right, today we're gonna get into doing some rotisserie chicken pasta. You know, nice. We're gonna make our nice Alfredo. We're gonna add a few little twists to it, maybe some things you hadn't done. But let's get into it. But the first thing I'm gonna do, I wanna show you real quick. I took pretty much all the meat that I wanted from the rotisserie chicken. Of course, left the skin. So see, I got all the chicken here. All right. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add it all to a pot. And this is kind of one of my secrets. I'm gonna add a can of cream of mushroom soup, and then I'm gonna submerge the rest and let it cover it with water. I'm gonna let that simmer on the stove and just let that chicken cook and let it get tender. So we're gonna do that first. Then when we come back, we'll get into the pasta, all right? All right, guys, so listen. We got our pot ready. I got about 2 tablespoons of nice European butter. I'm getting ready to saute. Look at all the beautiful colors. I got all the bell peppers and I got some onions here. So we're getting ready to saute those, let those sweat. Back here on the stove behind me, I have, of course, the rotisserie chicken that we put in the cream of mushroom mix. It's going. I also got my water started for my penne pasta. So we're gonna bring it all together. I'm just gonna leave this here because most of the cooking's gonna go here because I want to show you how we're gonna bring this sauce together, okay? So the butter is starting to melt. We'll add a dish with all these colors looks really good. I'm gonna sweat those. That looks good. They smell good. Again, we're not gonna cook them long, just until they're translucent. Just soften up just a little bit. Still want a little crunch on them. Again, then because we're gonna go back into the pasta once we're ready to incorporate everything, okay? Some people who, if you're a vegetarian, this would be a great dish. And the only thing I would maybe add to this, I would add some mushrooms. Make you a vegetarian style pasta. So substitute the chicken for some portobello mushrooms. That would be really good. And it would still taste amazing. So yeah, we're gonna get this going. Looking good. So now, while that's going, I'm gonna step away for a second because I'm gonna go ahead and go put my penne on, cook it al dente, which is probably about 11 minutes, 10 or 11 minutes, in some salted water. All right, I'm gonna do that. Yeah, oh yeah. When you're in the kitchen, you can multitask if you get everything in place. So if you notice, I already have my veggies cut up. I'm not over here cutting veggies. They're already cut up. They're ready to go. When I'm ready to do my sauce, and I will talk about it, but look, I already got all the stuff to make my Alfredo sauce is already ready, okay? All right, so that looks good right there. We're gonna take that off. Let's stop that. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There we go. Now, while that's still hot, let's see here. We're gonna slow cook it. So now, I got half a cup of butter or 1 stick of butter. And again, if you notice, I always like to use a European butter. Why? Because the fat content is high. You can see like how much dark yellow it is. Oh yeah, there we go. Get that going right here. What you can do is when you're doing a sauce like this, you can start it off kind of high But you don't want that flour and all that stuff to burn. And also, we are making a roux, which would be a white roux, bond roux, because we're not making gumbo. We're not making a chocolate roux. So it doesn't have to stay on here long before we start incorporating the cream sauce. But now, just as soon as I start incorporating that sauce, and when we get that cream sauce hot enough, then we could turn it down, because at that point, that mixture should be hot enough to go ahead and melt and incorporate our cheese. So now the butter's melted. Now look, I got 3 tablespoons of flour. All right. Like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and get that going, incorporate that flour. Make sure I got it all out of there. There we go. Oh, that smells good. That smells good. Once I know I got that flour incorporated, I'm keeping it moving, you notice? Yeah. Yeah, there we go. All right, so now I got it incorporated. Again, I'm not making a bun roux. Now, I got 2 cups, a half and half. All right. We're gonna make sure that simmers. Now I'm gonna keep it moving because I don't want it to burn. Once I get this mixture incorporated good and that cream gets hot enough, then I'll turn the temp down. Right now I got it on, considered close to boiling, but it's simmering though. I want to get it close to simmering, and then we're gonna turn it down. And from there, just so you can see real quick, I have 2 cups of cheese. So normally you would just use like Parmesan is normally what you would use like in Alfredo, but I got a little different mixture. So I have a cup of shredded Parmesan, but then I also have a cup of shredded Swiss and Gruyere cheese, okay? So it's gonna come together nicely. Now, if you can, I don't know if you can tell by looking at that, but that mixture's starting to thicken up a little bit. It's starting to simmer. That's what I want right there. And see how it's coating the back of the spoon. In French culinary terms, that's called nappe, N-A-P-P-E-E. I believe that just means to coat the spoon. That's what I'm always looking for. That looks nice. So guess what I'm gonna do now? I'm turning that temperature down. And now, I'm gonna incorporate that cheese. We hadn't added any seasoning yet. There we go, look at that. Now what I'm gonna do right now, it's starting to thicken up. Let's add them veggies in there too. Now, if it's a little too thick for your liking, there's 2 things that's gonna happen. You can wait until your pasta's done, because you can, once you drain your pasta, you can add a little drop of water from that pasta water in here. You see what I'm saying? Or you can add a little bit more cream. But right now, I got it on low, and I'm gonna keep this mixture moving. All right? Now, when we come right back, I'm gonna take that chicken mixture, okay? We're gonna take that, and we're gonna strain some of that, because I don't want all that water and all the salt. I just want the flavor of that chicken, okay? We're gonna incorporate the chicken, and then we're gonna incorporate the pasta. And then we can start tasting it, and we can start putting some seasoning to it, all right? So when I come back, we're gonna add the rest of that, all right? All right, y'all, so look, man, that sauce looks so good. Now, I am gonna do one thing before I start incorporating. I do wanna see what this sauce tastes like just by itself. I hadn't added any seasoning. This is just the cheese, the cream, the vegetables. It's not bad. It will need some seasoning. So look, I got the mixture back on. Again, it's on low. Look, I got my penne that was cooked al dente. We're gonna incorporate all of that. I did reserve about a quarter to a half a cup of that pasta water and kind of add it in here just to loosen it up. Again, that's a great trick to keep your pasta a little bit loose, but If you want to add more cream, feel free. For those of you that like the bottle sauce, the Alfredo sauce, this is where you could add a can of that to this, but you know, whatever you like. Now, here's that chicken right here. So it's cooked down. Oh man, listen. That's gonna be really good. So now we want to incorporate all of this. Oh yeah, look at that. Now we're gonna add some spices to it now. All right, so now, let's see here. I got a little bit of blackened spice, and I'll put the measurements on there for you. It's gonna be like 1/4 teaspoon now. Blackened spice, okay? Incorporate that. Kind of one of my favorite seasons, some season all. We're gonna go with a teaspoon of that, okay? Oh man, look at that. All right, I'm gonna add a little bit of paprika, okay? Just a little bit. It's about a 1/2 teaspoon right there, okay? All right, and I got some crushed reds. You know, you add these as you please, you know? All right. We're gonna let that simmer just for a second. When we come back, we're gonna incorporate, we're gonna taste it, and we're gonna plate it. Let's see what we got, all right?